But I was looking at my tarot. No, I wasn't. I was looking at my YouTube channel and I was going, you know what? Some people are actually watching my stuff now. Right now, it's just a few. It's just a few people. But you know what? 17 beats the hell out of 0. So I'm down. And I thought, I've got a meeting in an hour. Now it's almost, it's 47 minutes if I want to be precise or something like that. And so maybe not so precise. And I thought, okay, let's just go. Let's just do this. Let's just create something for my wonderful YouTubers. I love YouTube. I have learned so much from YouTube, from things like Next Level Soul, from people like Linda G, the Comanche Psychic, and Revealing Light Tarot's Marianne, who is in Australia, along with Libby from Meister Tarot. These people have kept me sane and informed of the energetic component of what's going on with our country, with our world, with our evolutionary situation. We are in an evolutionary period. Now, I saw something this morning from Greg Braden. I saw him talking about how he's talking about fractal time. So I'm going to start looking for that. I'm going to look for that book and read it, because apparently we can predict the energies that we're in, the collective energy that we're in. Here's the thing that I teach, and here's the thing that I'm hot on the trail of for you and for me, is that we can change that. We are actually, well, I wonder if that's even true, but I think it is. Because here's the deal. Okay, let me take you through the thought that just went through my head, because it was fast and it was furious. It wasn't mad. It was just like, whoa. Here, let me pull out a card too. I need to pull a card. I just want to pull a card. One in the bottom. Okay. So 8 of Cups. This is us walking away from certain ways of feeling and certain ways of being. All right. In our lives. And I'm not just talking about our life, like the life that we're living at this very moment, but life itself. Can get very philosophical up in here. I hope you can appreciate that, because we're all in this soup together, you see. And it really, really helps to understand that we're all in this together, because we actually create the soup in which we live, and we create it energetically. Now, I'm not going to go deeply into that right now, because I don't have enough time to do that. But I do that on other videos. I am on TikTok, and my moniker there as well. Here, let me put another piece of text up here for you. This is going to be my moniker that you can find me on. Alrighty. Now this is huge, so I need to make this a lot smaller. Hold on. Let's say 180. How about that? That's bigger. Okay. So that's me. You can find me there. All right. And I am on TikTok, and I have currently over 2,000 followers, and I go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern, on Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, and then on Saturdays I'm with my business friend Bree Campano, or Campano, sorry Bree, who is a massive podcaster. I also have a podcast. If you're here, you already know that. Probably. If you don't, subscribe, it's free. And we talk about, we're both women of a certain age. She's younger than me, but not by like 30 years. She's closer than she's not close. So we talk from that perspective of people who've been around a while, and women who aren't afraid to speak the truth, to talk about things that other people who are younger might think are a little less polite, because they've been very, very socialized, as have we all, but they haven't yet reached 50, which seems to be the magic age to actually break out of thinking that it really matters a damn what people think about whether what you're saying is appropriate or not. Now, when I say that, I don't mean that you should say whatever the hell you want and you should just be rude, obnoxious. But we have some ethics and some care and consideration. Thank you. Yes, we can. Okay. So let me introduce you to my Good Girl Exit Plan Tarot spread, because this is mine. This is, nobody else uses this. I mean, you're welcome to, but this was created by me, and the first card is the inherited script. It's all that programming, right? All that crazy programming we've been through. So what this does, this particular placement in the deck, you get a card for that. Here, I'll pull one for me and I'll show you. Oh, well, it threw like 3 of them out. Hold on a sec. Okay, so here are some cards it threw out. And so the inherited script was, now this is a gorgeous card, 3 of Cups. It is upside down, however. When it's straight up, it's like community, women, joy, all of the feminine joys, but it's upside down. And sure enough, I was raised in a lot of sadness. My mother had cancer. My father was not as involved, or he was kind of running away from the whole thing. But I also was brought up with a lot of nurturing. My mother was incredibly nurturing. It's not that my father wasn't loving or caring, but he had some serious issues going on with being a really immature man. And from a certain time in history, which we seem to be going back to. So he would have fit in now, except he wouldn't have agreed with any of the violence or abuse of children or any of that crap. But he called women broads. You get my point? He called women broads. But he was very nurturing. So is my mother, was incredibly nurturing. So that's what I have in my head. 7 of Swords. A feeling like I had to really be very strategic about everything that I did. I had to be strategic about everything I thought. So what I still have is this thing that I am working through, which says I've got to be aware of what I'm saying, aware of what I'm thinking, aware of what other people are saying and thinking, and I got to take care of them, and I got to take care of me. That's the good girl. And I have come so far out of that. Every once in a while, that thing pops back up and makes me crazy. Okay. The last one is 6 of Wands. There always was for me a sense that I could win at some point. So in my inherited script is, I can win. I may have to struggle, but I can win. And thank God for that, because I've gone through so much crap and I've come out the other side. Now I just keep leveling up and leveling up and leveling up. And you heard me start to say I'm trying. That word I am trying to exorcise from my vocabulary, because trying sounds like I've got a side door for when I fail. Not if I fail, but when I fail. And I'm not interested in that. I'm not doing it. And I don't think you should either. Okay, let's move on to the next card. It is the silenced voice. Which part of you has been silenced? Which part of your voice has been silenced so that you can't speak up for yourself? You just go, well, I'll just put up with this horrible relationship or this awful treatment at the job and I won't say anything. Or I'm doing a business, but I can't really do the business I really want because I'm having to just be appropriate or go for money instead of my passion, which would bring more money. And there's so much into the silenced voice. So what is it that the silenced voice is represented by in the tarot? Let's have a card. Yeah, it makes us super, I can't do this, super, super sad. Let me make this smaller so y'all can see. There we go. We should on ourselves mentally all the time. This is how we take our emotions and shove them into little packets and we go, I don't need this. Like, I don't have to feel it. I'm not worthy. I don't get to have what I want. This is where we go, I'm not speaking up at that meeting. I'm not putting myself out there and taking the risks so that I can be all of who I am. And that's really, really not what we want to be doing. That we really want more now. And it's in experience that we can get to that. So we have to start to speak up in little ways. If you're not used to it, find a little thing that you can say or do the next time you have a certain experience. And then you can start to practice. And even the little steps are the only steps there are. Stop thinking you have to make a giant ass step. It doesn't work. I promise you it doesn't work. I am the most persevering, goal-oriented person. But when I kept trying to go from step 1 to step 100, I got nowhere, and that happened for 20 years. Don't spend your time doing that. Take one small step. Yeah, it reminded me of the moon landing thing. One small step for man, one giant step for mankind. And that is how it works for all of us women in our empowerment. It's it's how it works for men who are real sensitive and have their feminine. One step at a time. Just one step at a time. But it does have to be in alignment with you, with your emotion, with your feeling like this is great, I love this. Excuse me. And it does have to be something that you love, love, love. It can't just be, oh, I want to get a whole bunch of money. Because if you're unfortunate enough to win at that, you're going to end up in a business that you don't love. Okay. The energetic leak. What is the biggest energetic leak? It is not walking away. You can't make this stuff up. It is not walking away from the things that don't fulfill you. It is going, oh no, my thing in life is to support you and be there for you and to never walk away, because you begin to identify with that thing that you do, that behavior, that codependent stuff. You start to identify with it. This is where huge energetic leaks happen for us. Enormous. All right. The Sacred Rage Catalyst, one of my very, very favorites, because anger is the thing we need the most. And I am not talking about violence. I am talking about acknowledging, I feel angry. You know, when we don't do that, you know what happens? The anger backs up on us. It's not good. It's really not good. And the other thing that happens is we don't have access to all of ourselves. When you don't have access to all of your energetic flows, you are having to do that strategic, crazy stuff that makes you nuts, that makes you go, I can't just be me. I have to worry about what other people are doing. When you're angry, when you say, you know what, this thing is ticking me off bad, then the incredible thing is you know where you stand right now. And right now is your point of power. So you really want to do that. You really, really want to know. So what do we need to focus on to let our rage out? Not out, but yes, out. To first acknowledge it within, second, to find an outlet for it, not so that we can get rid of it. That's not the point. No. What you want to do with your sacred rage is you want to use it as a jumping off point. You want to use it to create determination. I am so pissed at that person's behavior, and I'm never going to put up with that again. That's how you use anger to its best effect. Okay? Guess we don't need a card for that. Okay, quantum choice. This is, where does your greatest ability, your greatest opportunity lie? This is where you go, oh, what's the next small step? That is my quantum choice. It's quants. I don't know about physics, okay? I don't know enough about physics to tell you anything cogent, but I can tell you this. Quantum is small and it creates huge. I think I'm saying that correctly, but the point is exactly that 1% that I talk about all the time in what I teach. One of the things I teach, which is the 1% solution. When you take this small step, it actually is like the Doctor Who TARDIS. If you haven't seen it, the TARDIS is this, it looks on the outside like an English call box, telephone booth. When you go inside, it's enormous, it's huge. So the quantum choice is like the TARDIS, TARDIS. Go look it up. All right, let's have a card for that. Quantum choice, quantum choice. Okay. Knight of Swords. The point of this one, in this context of quantum choice, get the hell on with it. Get going, girl. Do something. Please don't make it be big. Oh my God. That's the toxic masculine, not the divine masculine. Stop with the big movement. Where's he going? Is he going to run all the way to wherever the hell he's going? Is he going to stop and go, damn it, I'm not there yet, I'm a loser? No, he's going to look for what the next move is to get him where he's going, which is that motorcycle, and he's going to run for the motorcycle. You do not have to run. You do not have to force yourself to become the massive doer every single day. That also doesn't work, because if you are out of balance with your natural energy flow, but you do have to get going. You have to get started. Okay. Now, the last one, sorry, I haven't memorized them yet, is the what does it say? I can't even see my own right. It's the sovereign. It's the sovereign. It's the embodied sovereign. I thought like the emergent sovereign. No, it's the embodied sovereign. And that this is like who you are when you are in your own flow, when you are being exactly who you are and doing exactly what the thing is. And this is the card that just came out, is the Magician. You are magic. You're magic. And that's what I wrote in the description for this entire video. You are magic. When you are divine masculine, divine feminine operating together, you're operating from inspired action. You're not operating from action. Make it happen, make it happen, make it happen. No, you're not doing that. You're also not sitting around going, let me dream for a while about what this could be. You're in inspired action. You're like, ooh, I know the next thing to do. And then you do it. And that's what this particular YouTube appearance is. I'm sitting here, I'm looking at my YouTube, I'm thinking, how can I make this even better? And I see that people have been watching, and I go, I got to jump on here, and I've just got to do it. And I follow those urgings. I follow them because they are always right. They always lead me forward. Whether that forward is look, like when I was on TikTok a week ago, and I had 540 people watching me for an hour and a half. Really? Yes. 540 people watching me for an hour and a half. Get down with me. I mean, like, honestly, incredible, lovely, fabulous. I have new friends on TikTok who are fans of what I'm doing here with tarot and business and women. I love it. I freaking love it. And that's because one day I got really pissed off with myself. I said, I'm bored to hell with what I'm doing on TikTok. I'm just going to whip out my tarot cards. And now it's my thing. It's part of my thing. I also teach leadership. I can't talk. I also teach leadership. I have a 6-week course for if you are somebody who is starting your own business or you're trying to restart because you've tried so many times and you failed. You need to talk to me about that because I have a 6-week program that starts you from a place that is not the corporate start. It is not the let's follow yet another guru who goes 1, 2, 3. No, this is about mindset. This is about discovering what your next step is. This is about determining what is it that you are offering, and let's get started because you have to take imperfect action if you want to get anywhere. You cannot get ready forever. You can't let yourself get stuck in that. You cannot do it. Okay, so that's your introduction to the Good Girl Exit Plan Tarot spread. And if you would like to have a reading, I have the links in my description box there, and you can get a 30 or 60-minute reading. I'll be more than happy to help you rise in your own estimation, continue to be in an ever increasingly self-defined leadership mode in your work, your career, and your life. And I wish you love and moxie until I see you next time. Okay? Thanks very much. And if you haven't subscribed, please, please do. It's free and it really helps. Okay.